Back everyone. I'm Chris the Archaeologist, still working through the Golden Age comics of Superman, and Schuster and Siegel might have been the actual inventors of the Vulcan nerve pinch that we see in Star Trek. For anyone who's a Trekkie, you might be familiar with Leonard Nimoy and also all the pop culture references as we understand it. First appeared in the Star Trek episode The Enemy Within in 1966, and that was because Leonard Nimoy wanted to find an alternative to using violence. He didn't want to show violence or to support any idea of kind of militarism in the face of the Vietnam War. And so to add a more non-violent approach to things for his character, he suggested that the Vulcan might knew so much about the human anatomy that they could knock out an enemy just by pinching a nerve on the neck and the shoulders. So that's kind of the origin of it, as we understand it to be, often tribute to Leonard Nimoy. One interesting thing is that Leonard Nimoy was born in 1931, and unfortunately I don't have any references that I could find of him being a fan of Superman. But if he was born in 1931, that means that the first instance that Superman uses a very similar nerve pinch on the neck, which appears in 1939, Leonard Nimoy would have been 8 years old, perfectly in that age range that would have read the kind of early Golden Age Superman comics, which is much more directed towards a younger audience. Though there are definitely elements that are relevant to teens and adults of that time period. There's a lot of social commentary, actually, if you read through it. But in many ways, ironically, it's a series about Superman saving kids, even. And this comic, we see one of the stories. We see Superman go against an evil orphanage superintendent who's taking advantage of the institution. And in the end part of it, he tries to kind of destroy the actual building itself. And when that happens, Lois and one of the other orphans gets stuck inside the building while the superintendent gets away, and Superman comes right in time to try to both stop the superintendent and also save Lois and the orphan. He pulls the superintendent out and uses a nerve pinch to temporarily knock him out while he goes and saves the two inside, which is an interesting choice because Superman usually would push or shove or whatever. So, but yeah, that's slightly different. It's not so much on the shoulder, it's more on the neck. But same principle, similar positioning of the characters. And so in the next edition, Superman number 4, he uses the same technique again. And this is in March 1940, so Nimoy would have been turned 9 in this month. And what happens is that the original version of Lex Luthor has a bunch of henchmen capture Lois and Clark. And of course, Clark is in a compromised position, being taken away. So he can't change into being Superman, and he doesn't want to show Lois his ability to fight because he's playing the cowardly Clark Kent, at least for her. Yeah, so he actually does the nerve pinch again before entertainingly just taking apart the entire car, the steering wheel, the emergency brake, and just jumping out of the car when it goes off a cliff. So unfortunately, we don't know if we'll ever find out if this is actually the case. It's something I just saw. Well, that Leonard Nimoy had a different influence or something like that, right? The Kung Fu Dimmak or Death Touch stuff would have been popular back in the 60s, nerve attacks, the chop to the neck kind of stuff. So it's possible they share a common origin, but the decision to use a pinch is quite interesting. I think in Clark's case, the nerve pinch might actually be a blood choke in reality, because you're pinching the sides of the neck. So basically he's doing a rear naked choke with his hands because he's strong enough to affect that, I guess. All right. So there you go. Another secret Superman skill that I think has been lost to time. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.